Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is where it finds you. I'm Jenna Ross, owner of Spiritually Savage Mindset Strategy Coaching. I am a channeler, medium, card reader, spiritual guide, coach, whatever you want to call me. I'm here for all your spiritual needs. So hit me up if you need some support. I hit 100 subscribers this morning and I'm super, super excited. Thank you so much for making this channel a success in just 4 short weeks. I'm so thankful for my tribe and for the people who I don't know who have subscribed. So I thank you for enjoying the content and sharing it and loving on me and giving me feedback. And this is a collective reading. Okay, so everything will not resonate. If take what you can and leave what doesn't. I just glanced at the clock. It is 111 right here, right now. So that's always a good sign. 111 is new beginnings. It's the first number. So 111, new beginnings. And we are headed into a new moon. And the portal opening, 8/8. So the new moon and the portal, the Lionsgate portal, are happening on the same day. I did promise you guys a reading on the new moon, and so this is going to be a new moon reading for what the new moon is going to bring to us, since the new moon is on Sunday and I don't generally do videos on the weekends. But I will do a video on the portal next week. I promised a lot of you that I would go through what the Lionsgate portal is, what the significance of it is, and explain it a little better for those of you who are new to the concept of the 8/8 portal. It does happen every year, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about it and explain a little bit about it for those of you who are new. I also got asked today to do a basic numerology video just on the numbers, the ones people always point out, 111, 222, 333, the significance of those numbers. So I'll be recording that for next week too. I am traveling next week. So I'm going to warn those of you who sent me hate mail about my videos being late or non-existent on Tuesday. So I apologize for that. And I will try to record videos ahead of time and post them and make them available. But I love that I got hate mail about no videos, because for those of us just starting out, it is stressful to watch other readers have thousands and thousands of followers. You feel kind of wonk wonk about doing your own videos when you only get like 3 views or have like 5 subscribers. So I'm ever so grateful for how quickly I've grown, and we're going to push forward. The sky's the limit, and I appreciate all of you that are thankful and happy to have my guidance and for giving me your feedback and your support. So again, subscribe, share, comments. I do have a link below for private readings and for private coaching. So, and if you just like to chat and find out if I'm right for you and your needs, there is no set system. I help you with whatever your soul is leading you to do. So we tap into your soul. You have the map. So today I'm going to read on the new moon and what the new moon is going to bring into being for the collective. So we will just see what we get. So Spirit, if you will give us some guidance as to what the new moon energy will be bringing to the people watching, the ones that are needing this message and needing your guidance. Let me know what it is that they need to know. Just share your wisdom with us. All right. Da, da, da. This is beautiful. Beautiful. One of you who follows me on here sent me a message yesterday about seeing 2 snakes. I don't want to call out your name, but you can call yourself out in the comments if you want to. But you talked to me about seeing 2 snakes and the significance of that. And I told you that the snakes normally signify shedding your skin, shedding the old, shedding the old. Your 3-8 card, 3 and 8 turned into 11. 11 is your divine timing number. So there we go. Shedding the old. This new moon is about shedding the old. The portal is about moving into the new human consciousness, the upgrade in vibration, upgrade in humanity, and changes in paradigms and societal programming and thoughts. Shedding the old. We are shedding the old systems. We're done with this human programming. I talked yesterday with a client about the life script and living the life script that you were assigned by your parents and by you and your ancestors, and how we just rerun that over and over and over until we are able to break the chains and break the generational patterns and the generational change. We are going off script, people. And when we are off script, we write our own damn destiny. We are shedding the old. We're getting rid of the shell. We're getting rid of the skin. We're getting rid of who we were. As I've talked about in the last couple of videos, we are done with transition. We are going into metamorphosis. Okay? We are making everything new. All right. So it says there's a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you will be able to see these new prospects. There is nothing good or bad. Okay. We have comfortable and uncomfortable, and we assign good and bad to whether it's comfortable and uncomfortable. We need to get used to the uncomfortable. And growth is uncomfortable. It is an adventure. We need to attack it with excitement, adventure, and curiosity. Stop going into things with resistance. Okay, this makes it struggle. This makes you suffer. This makes it unbearable. It makes it hard. I told a client this morning that he said something was hard. And I said, if you believe that, no matter how easy it is, it's going to be hard for you. Stop saying things are hard, okay? Because the more you program yourself to believe it's hard, the harder it will be, okay? Because you're believing it's hard, okay? We go into things with an excitement and attack it, and it's easy. Start saying these affirmations. I get through challenges with ease. The challenges that arise in my life are for my growth, and I'm excited about them. I approach every challenge with curiosity as to how it is bringing me growth and lessons and change. I'm grateful for challenges because they allow me to shine. Take some of those affirmations and start saying them. Start telling yourself that every day. Reprogram your brain, because the only things that are hard are the things we believe are hard. And if we don't believe anything is hard for us, guess what? Our life becomes a whole lot easier. All right? Again, this one was just the other day. Where you need to be. We're shedding the old skin, letting go of these old paradigms, because you need to be somewhere else, and the universe is taking you there, okay? The universe is taking you there, exactly where you need to be. And you know what else we're doing? We're facing our fears. Facing our fears head on. And we're about to find out those damn fears are not near as scary as we thought they were. They were only scary up here. We were making them so much worse than they were. Fear. False evidence appearing real. All right? We fear so many things that are not scary at all. They are exactly the things we want in our life. They're exactly the things we need. And we go, oh my God, it's something new. It's something different. Something spectacular. We're going to face our fears. We're running right into those things. All right? We're going to stop hiding from them, because the more we hide from them, the scarier they get. Okay? And we're not going to do that anymore. It must be getting ready to rain because the light keeps changing, so I apologize for that. The card says, look for ways to strengthen your connection to the universe and others. Stay peaceful and calm in the knowing of who you are. We're outing ourselves. You know what I mean? We're done letting people hold us hostage with our past and everything. We're just going to shout that shit out. We're not going to be afraid of it anymore. We're going to own all our junk. We're going to own all our secrets. We're going to own all the things we're ashamed of. We're going to shout that shit out, because once you take that power away from somebody else, guess where all the power is? It's in you. It's in your hands. You hold all the power to determine how you feel about everything. If people reject you, guess what? It's their problem. You don't have to intake that rejection. You don't even have to care about that rejection. You don't even have to look at it as rejection. I don't look at anything as rejection. I'll be honest with you. People don't like me. I'm like, good, you just told me that you were not for me. Like, thank you for saving me that time. You know what I mean? Like, I always say on my Facebook, I appreciate it when people leave and, you know, let me know, you know, hey, you know, peace out. You're not for me. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? I don't view that as rejection. I'm grateful to those people who recognize that I'm not for them, or that they're not for me. And because you just made room for somebody who is for me, for somebody who is somebody who needs to hear me, for somebody who is somebody that I need in my life for support. I don't look at that as rejection. I look at that as you cleared space for an opportunity. Okay? We got to start reformatting and changing our perspective about things that we feel like hurt our feelings. Nobody is hurting our feelings. We're hurting our feelings by the way we look at stuff. Okay, so if you're needing to change your perspective on things, put down some perspectives down there, or some things that are really tripping you up in the comments, and I'll help you reframe them. All right. If you're having a mindset issue or something like that, something you're thinking about, something you believe is hard, like, put it down in the comments, and I'm going to reframe some for you. All right. We're going to teach you how to reframe your mindset, and we'll do this occasionally, and just let me know. I may do some live videos too, where I like ask you guys to tell me some things, and we'll reformat them right there. How about that? All right, let's see what else. What else is this new moon bringing us, and what kind of energy for the people watching? We have a crazy collective energy right now. Change and transition, metamorphosis. We are changing. Becoming something new. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we're feeling a little bit stifled right now. The Chariot energy is about swift moving energy, but it's reversed. So we're feeling a little stifled, we're feeling a little stuck, but we're shedding our skin. It takes some time to do that. I was talking this morning about, we always feel like stuff needs to phase out quickly. It doesn't. Once you make the decision, there's a clean break and you're done. Okay? You might obsess about it, and you're anticipating that is building up or but the change happens fast. Okay? When you get to that point where you're done and you leave a relationship, you leave a job, you leave a situation, you're just done, and you blow up on somebody and address it, that's the clean break. That's that is the change. The action is the change. Okay, so as you're doing this, you're feeling very stuck and everything, but you're not. You're making these small changes that are going to make it possible for you to make this clean break. So you're shaking out of your skin. You're like making room and getting that old skin off, and getting ready to move into that new life and that new skin and your new your new body, your new metamorphosis, your new butterfly from your caterpillar. So you're kind of wiggling out right now and getting it. You're not stuck. It's just you're making the preparations. All right. Your Knight of Swords. Your Knights are about offers and opportunities. Okay. And swords are about truth and stuff coming to light. And it's reversed. So all of these are reversed except the last one, by the way. And so you're really, right now, you're really finding your own truth. All right. You're looking for your own truth, and you're trying to own this new truth of like your new identity, what you're moving into, the realization that what you've been living with and what you've been dealing with is not what you want. And you finally have the gumption to do something about it. Okay. Your truth is coming to light, and you're about to cut off everything that is, not necessary anymore. You're ready to do this. You're ready for this clean break, and you're ready to move on. But right now, the Fool is about your journey, but it's reversed. So right now you don't feel like you're on the journey. You don't feel like you're doing anything. You just kind of feel like, right now you just kind of feel like sorry, my nieces and my nephew are here. You just kind of feel like you're, I don't know. We have this naivety about us, the being naive and being foolish. You know what I mean? But the Fool doesn't know what comes next. And so you're feeling like you already know the answer, but you don't know what the answer is yet in this new body. You feel like you know what the answer is in the place that you're at now. But when you move forward, you know what the caterpillar answer is. Okay? That's why you feel like you're stuck. Because you don't feel like you can move forward as a caterpillar anymore because you're about to be a butterfly. You don't know how to act as a butterfly yet. So you don't know what the answer is as a butterfly. So just keep shaking out of that skin and making the preparations because it's coming. All right. So your Three of Pentacles reversed is, you've been focused on things that were not necessarily what you should have been focused on. All right. We've had these weird holdups and mindsets about money and about, the physical world and stuff. That's been your mindset for a long time. We've looked at our responsibilities and entrenched in hard work and drudgery and believing everything is hard. Again, the belief that everything is hard. And we are shedding that because we are about to learn how to live in flow. There are some things that are being drawn to us as we live in flow that are going to create new opportunities. We've got to let go of the things in physical. Yesterday, I talked to a client about whether we are in love. I said, you need to consider when you're processing about a relationship or a situation or a career or whatever, whether we are in love with the person or that career, or if we're just in love with the story we created around it. We love a triumph story. We start out, good, everything's happy, everything's great, blissful honeymoon period, and then we move into a period of drudgery and hard and lies and manipulation and hard times. And then the next phase is forgiveness and triumph, and everything's tied up with a really beautiful little bow, happily ever after. And so a lot of us are in that drudgery and tired, and we go, I don't want to let go of this story because the next step has to be triumph and everything just works out. And we forget that's not how life is. And that's not the way it's meant to be, by the way. Some stories, just because that chapter of your life ends, does not mean your story is over. We can envision this is the marriage we want, this is the relationship we want, this is the career that we want, and we put a period at the end. And we go, this is the situation I've worked for, this is the situation I want to keep, this is the situation I'm happy in, period. We do not get to tell the universe that it does not get to start a new sentence at the end of that period. Because your period does not happen until you take your last breath in this life. Okay? That is not the end of your story. Just because something ends, something new immediately begins. It is seamless, just so you know. This ends, this begins. Time marches on. And just because a situation ends does not mean that's the end of your story. It doesn't even mean that it's a sad thing. We need to stop looking at everything like endings are sad. We need to start looking at it as, I'm going to miss this, or maybe I'm not. We need to process with curiosity and adventure, because sometimes when we get past it, we go, why did I hold on to that? I didn't love that at all. I thought I loved that person. I thought I loved that situation. I thought I loved where I lived. I thought I loved that house. I thought I loved that career. I thought I loved that person. I thought I loved that circumstance. But I was not only just not in love with that, I was in love with the story I created. But I also, sometimes it's not even that. It's I was in love with filling this void within myself. That wasn't even anything that was really fulfilling me, but I made this circumstance something that I could stuff in this void in myself, and it made me feel less alone. It made me feel more accomplished. It made me feel like I wasn't perpetuating a pattern in my family history. It made me feel like I wasn't my father. It made me feel like I wasn't my mother. It made me feel this. But if you are not following your soul path, then you are perpetuating the pattern. You are just doing it in a different way. Just because you came from an abusive, childhood where a parent abused you, but you don't physically abuse your children, does not mean you broke the pattern. You could be abusing them by being in an unhappy marriage and still staying. You could be abusing them by not disciplining at all and going the other way and just letting them have free reign and not teaching them discipline or responsibility or accountability. You could perpetuate the pattern just because you're afraid to continue a pattern. I'm afraid I'll still be this person. I'm afraid I'm going to do this. And you're instilling that fear into your children all the time. Spirit is telling me I need to say this too. You need to understand that trauma affects your DNA. So if you have trauma and your partner has trauma and you have it alters your DNA. Your children are born from traumatized DNA. Okay, and they have this trauma instilled in them through their DNA. They automatically have this life map like instilled in their DNA. Okay, and it passes on as a generational pattern. So no matter how good you think you're doing in action with your children, if you are not actively healing and growing at all times and showing that to your children and showing them how to process and showing them how to deal with emotions and address emotions and digging deep, then you are perpetuating that family pattern, even though it doesn't look like that in your life. Okay? If you're still drinking and your parents are alcoholics, you are still perpetuating it, even though you don't get angry and scream at your children, or you don't get, you don't abuse them, or whatever it is. You abusing yourself is abusing them. You are hurting their parent. Okay? If you went out and killed another person's parent, you have hurt that child. Okay, so you hurting you is you hurting your own child's parent. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are hurting your children by hurting you. You are hurting your wife by hurting you. You need to take care of you. It is your responsibility to heal trauma. It is not your fault sometimes that it happened to you, but it is absolutely your responsibility 150,000% to heal. Okay, because you are passing on trauma every day with every breath you take, not doing it and not addressing it and not being vulnerable and transparent with your partners and your friends and your community. By not being 150,000% in integrity with yourself, you are fucking your situation up. Got me? Okay. The last card is the Lovers. Your Lovers is not always a choice between two people. Your Lovers is choices. Okay, I feel very heavily that this is about choices. It is about opportunities that are presenting themselves and choices that need to be made. Follow your soul. You already know the decision that needs to be made. Just do it. Stop bargaining with yourself. Stop talking yourself into something or out of something. If it is your soul's idea, your brain is always going to try to talk you out of it. Do you know why? Because it's not your brain's idea. Okay? Your soul will never make lists. It will never give you pros and cons. It will never speak with fear and doubt. It will never shout at you and panic. It speaks very calmly, very firmly. It says yes, no, go, stay. And it will not convince you. And it will not try to convince you. When your brain kicks in, it'll just back away. It speaks very sure, very quietly. And if your brain talks over it, it will be quiet. And it will let you decide to silence your brain. That's why it's important for you to learn to say to your brain, shut up. You can give me all the reasons this is a bad idea if you want to. But let me tell you this. My soul is the one who told me to do this, which means it's the best idea for me. It doesn't matter what other people say. Their soul speaks for them, to them. Your soul speaks for you, to you. Okay? It does not matter what other people's opinions are. When people ask me what my opinion is, I say, what does your soul tell you? And normally I can tell what their soul's already told them by the way that they word the question. Do you think this is a good idea? By the way you worded that question, I already know that you know what the answer to that is. You just need somebody to back you up and to validate you. Stop needing validation from other people. You validate you. I don't care what other people think about the decisions I make. I do it because my soul told me to do it. And that's the only reason. When people say, why are you doing this? I say, my soul told me to be here. Why'd you move back? I know it must have been difficult. It was. My soul told me to be here. How long are you going to stay? Till the second my soul tells me to leave. I could have been, I said when I moved here, I could be here 3 months or I could be here for the rest of my life. I got the opportunity when I first moved here to buy a house. I said, no, thank you. I hope I'm not here for very long. And he said, really? You know, my landlord said, really? And I said, yep. I'm hoping my soul will let me off the hook. He said, if you don't want to be here, why would you come back here? I said, it's not my call. My soul told me to be here. You know why? Because I needed to heal from something. I needed to let go of some things. I needed to come to terms with some things. I needed to let go of some triggers. I needed to heal and grow and blossom into who I'm becoming, who I am now. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. It was messy. It was hard. Cried a lot. It hurt a lot. You know what I mean? But you know what? As I lean into it more and more, it gets easier every day. It gets easier every day. And the journey's not done. Not even close. So, a few months ago, my soul said to me, buy the house. And I called my landlord up and I said, does the offer still stand to buy the house? And he said, absolutely. I said, well, get the paperwork done because we're doing it. You know? And now I'm at complete peace with it. I know that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And I'll be here until the second my soul tells me not to be. You got to learn to trust your soul so hard that it doesn't matter if you know you're going to be in a car accident that day. If your soul leads you to the car, you get in because you trust your soul enough to know that that car accident needs to happen for something for you or something for somebody else, and that it won't happen if you don't obey. Learn to listen and learn to trust without question and without hesitation. And if that's something that you struggle with in your life, period, if you don't trust yourself, if you feel like you make bad decisions, if you feel stuck and you don't know which way to go, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you know that there's more to life than what you've been living, if you have everything on paper that you're supposed to want and you still feel like there's more, then there is. Okay? If those are things you struggle with, that's absolutely something that I do in my mentoring and my coaching. And I would love to help you with that. And I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that this was helpful. I feel like there were some messages in there for some certain people, and I appreciate that you are watching, because if you weren't watching, it wouldn't have come through for you. All right, so I thank you for your support and for your love and for all your feedback, and I will see you after the new moon. Go out and write your intentions on the new moon. One of the things that I do is I write my intentions for the entire month, what I want. And I don't write specifics. I say, you know, I want opportunities to create more money in my life. I want opportunities to heal in my life. I would like to create more abundance in my life. I want the universe to bring me new love or better relationships. I want forgiveness. I want more self-love. Those kind of things. I want a new job opportunity. I want something. Leave it very open-ended and allow the universe to create the opportunity without you telling it how to do it. Why, when, and saying, this is what I'll accept. I want a new car. I want it to be red. I want it to be a Corvette, and I want it to have turbo. You know what I mean? I want all these things. No, don't be specific like that, because sometimes we think we need this for our business or for our life, and the universe can give you that in another way that'll be way more fulfilling. Okay? So give the universe permission to give you what you want. In a better way than you could ever imagine. All right. The universe is way more creative than you are and knows way more information and has way better connections than you do. So allow it to use those connections with you. All right. See you soon.